High school sports, we've got it covered. Overtime starts now.
Hello and welcome to Overtime. I'm Scott Leber.
And I'm Regan Holgate. The clock is winding down on this season and on this show. This is our final one, so we're going to leave it all on the court, or in the studio in this case.
Yeah, tonight we're going to bring you up to speed on the Byron girls basketball team. They have somewhat of a big game tomorrow in Normal.
Yes, somewhat. We'll also run down our local girls who earned all-state honors this week. We'll feature Rockford Lutheran's Walt Hill Jr. in our Spotlight segment, and we'll also give you our terrific trio picks, our top 3 players locally, both girls and boys. But let's get you started with boys sectional action. 2 Rockford teams went after championships tonight.
One was the Auburn Knights. They took the court against the St. Charles East Fighting Saints at the 4A Jefferson sectional. The winner would advance to the NIU Super Sectional. Hakeem Chamey played great for the Knights last year at the Jefferson Regional. He came out on fire tonight. Hit his first shot from deep, then his next shot from deep, and his next shot, yes, 9 quick points for Chamey in the first quarter. Terry Horton got into the act. He connects for Auburn, and Auburn led 17-8 after 1. Adrian Agee was on the bench early with 2 quick fouls, but the Knights just kept on clicking. Brennan Horton-Lee scores off the drive. And the Knights were bringing it on defense, too. Braden Torrance getting the block down low. And then Agee back in the game off the bench, anticipated the pass, gets the steal, and he finishes. Cheney with an instant replay, he does the same. He gets the steal, and he will finish. Auburn led by 18 at halftime. Now in the third quarter, Cheney came out still on fire, hits another 3. Cheney again from deep. He made 6 3-pointers and finished with a game-high 30 points. St. Charles East did hit a bunch of 3s down the stretch to close the gap, but the Knights won it 69-59, so they are sectional champions.
It felt really good. I love playing on this court, especially after the first regional title. It just felt good stepping back here every time I get here. And like I said, in warm-ups, it felt good. And in the game after the first shot, it kept flowing.
We know when we speed the pace up for them, they like to run just as much as we did, but we know that they're not quicker than us, they're not faster than us.
Guys did a great job, really came through. The pressure, once again, I think, relentless pressure got them out of rhythm.
So the Knights advance to the 4A Super Sectional at NIU. They will play Monday night at 7:30 against Lyle Bennett Academy, a team with a record of 33-1. The other Rockford team that had its heart set on the sectional championship tonight was the Lutheran Crusaders.
They made the trip back to Johnsburg, and so did I, to face an Aurora Christian team that knocked out Rockford Christian last week in the Genoa-Kingston Regional. Big man Vontez getting introduced, and folks, he's got some hops. First half action, Walt Hill Jr. gets things rolling, pulls up from 3 and knocks it down. Marquise Haynes going the same route from deep. Aurora Christian had some shooters. Here's one of them, Marshawn Cocroft, good from the top of the key. Now from Brogy land, it's the man himself. Blake Brogy adds 3. Here's Cocroft again for the Eagles. Quick pull-up and sinks the jumper. Aurora Christian took a 1-point lead into the half. But count on Brogy to ignite the fire in his territory, and that's another triple. Lutheran off the inbound to Hill, pulls up, and 3 at the buzzer to end the third. Crusaders in the driver's seat. It's Hill again, why not? Into the paint he goes, and up for 2. I mean, come on, now they'll find Dent. He fights his way to the rim, gets the bucket and the foul. Real fired up after that one. Aurora Christian not going away without a fight, though. Cam Morrell sinks one from up top. But the Crusaders know how to answer the call, and so does this guy. Hill again taking it to the house. He dropped a massive 35 tonight. Eagles on the break, they need this one, but Vontez Dent with the block. That's all ball there, and that's the game. Yeah, soak it in, Marquise. You guys just did that. The Lutheran Crusaders are sectional champions, 65-58 the final. There's just no stopping these guys.
We have bigger plans, but this was just a part of the way, and this was just a great win, and I'm proud of my guys, and they all stuck with me throughout the whole game, through ups and downs, and it's a really good win.
In the beginning of the half, the first half, my legs were dead. They were so dead. So I just had to block that out in the second half and just play basketball for my team.
It's indescribable. To go back to a super sectional back-to-back with these guys is it's so special. They've worked so hard.
So the Crusaders advance to the Sterling Super Sectional in Class 2A. They play Monday night at 7 o'clock against Rock Ridge. Rock Ridge stunned top-ranked Princeton tonight by 18 points. There was another sectional championship game tonight in Class 1A that a lot of folks around the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference were interested in.
That one took place in Lanark at Eastland High School. Taylor Castro joins us with the story of that one. Hi, Taylor.
Hi guys, this was one very strong sectional. South Beloit and Pecatonica got bumped out earlier in the week. The two survivors were Scales Mound and Fulton, so they met tonight for the championship. And this place was packed. The student sections were out in full force. Hundreds of fans came out and lots of them had to stand just to get a glimpse of the action. Let's get that action started with the Hornets. Seth Burkett is open and that shot will fall. This time Jacob Dewar will hit the mid-range jumper. He finished with 19 points. The Steamers had to put a stop to this. Here comes Balin Damhoff with a huge block. But soon enough, it would turn into the Charlie Weigel show. Easy drive for two there. One possession later, and he's at it again, showing off some moves there in the paint. Scales Mound would not slow down. Thomas Hero for three. And swish, that's a beauty. The bench and the crowd loved that one. That's the spirit. Fulton still has fight left in them though. Ethan Price with a nice little spin move there for two more. Trevor Theismann will go for the Steamers and feeds Damhoff in the post, and he just makes it look easy. Of course, it'll be Weigel again to answer for the Hornets. What a game for the senior. He had 12, and there will be at least one more game for him. Scales Mound claims the sectional title. They beat Fulton 50-46. For the second straight year, Scales Mound advances to the NIU Super Sectional. They'll play next Monday night. Reagan and Scott.
Thank you, Taylor. Scales Mound getting it done again this season with an entirely new starting five. How about that?
Here's another game of some local interest in Class 3A at the Burlington Sectional. Aurora Marmion Academy defeated Burlington Central 71-58. Burlington Central is the team that beat Boylan Wednesday night. Coming up in a bit, we'll meet Rockford Lutheran standout guard Walt Hill Jr., but up next, the Byron Lady Tigers are about to play the biggest game of their lives.
And we'll give you a look at the local girls who earned all-state honors this week. Well, the Byron Lady Tigers are going to play for the Class 2A state championship tomorrow afternoon in Normal against Breese Mater Day. And Reagan, you were at their big semifinal win yesterday.
I was. It took a minute to shake off the nerves, but the Lady Tigers put up a strong performance against Chicago Butler Prep. Head coach Eric Yearley has said all season that he just wanted his girls to experience playing in this atmosphere, and why not go all the way now? First half action, Byron senior Britton Bielskis launches a three and sinks the three. Then freshman Malia Morton goes in strong and scores at the buzzer to end the first. The Tigers came up big in the second quarter, outscoring Butler 12-2. They go inside to Ava Kulchin, who gets the bounce. Kulchin scored 17 points. Second half now, Carson Bielskis goes back door for a lay-in. Macy Grow-Herring now sinks a perimeter shot. She scored 10 points. Byron led by 17. And here's Kulchin again. She'll score. And so will the freshman Morton. Byron won 55-43, leaving the Lady Tigers one win away from another state championship.
I didn't know if we'd be in this position. I thought that Butler team was outstanding on film. They have probably one of the best players in 2A basketball. I felt like if we could handle their pressure and get a few baskets, we'd be able to, do our defensive game plan. But I'm just happy for the kids. Really pleased at our community. I think we broke over into the other section and filled ours up. So outstanding representation from the Byron community, and couldn't be happier that we could play on Saturday.
When you really slow down, then you finally find your rhythm, and then when you find your rhythm, we were kind of in it, and then that's when we knew we got this.
And I couldn't ask for a better way to go out. Losing last year in the sectional final against Winnebago, they were a great team, but to be here my senior year along with all these my best friends is a way to go out.
The championship game tomorrow will tip off at 12:45. As we said, the Lady Tigers will face the Lady Knights of Breese Mater Day. Byron has had a great team accomplishment this season. Several local players also had great individual seasons.
Yeah, the Associated Press All-State teams were announced this week. Several of our area players were recognized. Now, Orangeville Junior Whitney Sullivan received honorable mention All-State in Class 1A. A 6'3" point guard, Sullivan averaged 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 block shots per game for the NUIC North champions.
Another Orangeville player, sophomore Lainey Cahoon, also earned honorable mention All-State. Cahoon averaged 16 points per game. She also added 4 assists and 6 steals per game. Look out for the Broncos next season with both Cahoon and Sullivan returning.
They're going to be tough all right. Now in Class 2A, Byron senior Ava Colchin was named to the All-State first team. She's the only first-teamer from our area. Colchin's a 6'1" player who does most of her damage in the post. She averaged 17 points, 6 rebounds, and almost 3 steals per game. She also shot 59% from the field.
Winnebago senior Campbell Schrank received honorable mention All-State in 2A. Schrank did it all for Bago. She averaged more than 16 points per game along with 7 rebounds and 2 steals. She's taking her talents to DePaul University in Indiana.
Another big Northern player, Stillman Valley Junior Mia Jansen, also received honorable mention in 2A. She averaged 12 points per game, but her specialty is rebounding. She averaged almost 11 boards per game, and she shot 57% from the field. She'll be trouble for the Big Northern Conference next year as a senior.
In Class 3A, Boylan Junior Lilia Esparza earned honorable mention. She filled up the stat sheet this season. Esparza averaged almost 14 points and 10 rebounds per game. She also averaged almost 3 blocked shots and more than 2 steals per game.
Sycamore senior center Evan Carrier earned honorable mention in Class 3A. She had similar stats to Esparza. Carrier averaged almost 17 points per game along with 9.5 rebounds and 2 blocked shots. She's taking her talents to the MAC in Western Michigan next season.
Another Sycamore Spartan junior point guard Lexi Carlson was named honorable mention in Class 3A. Carlson averaged 12 points per game plus 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and almost 3 steals. She's already committed to NIU, where her mother Lisa Carlson is the women's head coach.
And in Class 4A, Guilford fans love this. Vikings senior center Lindsey Knuth was named honorable mention All-State. She's just rock solid in the paint. Knuth averaged almost 14 points per game and 8 rebounds. She helped Guilford win a school record 25 games this season. So congratulations to all those outstanding young women. The boys All-State teams will be announced next week by the Associated Press.
We have our terrific trios coming up in a bit, but up next, it's our Spotlight segment. He's the straw that stirs the drink for Rockford Lutheran, Walt Hill Jr. We've said his name a lot this season, and it's really hard not to with his skill level. Walt Hill Jr. is in his last run as a Crusader. Tonight, we shine one final spotlight on him. When you think of Lutheran basketball, at least in the last 4 years, the name Walt Hill Jr. immediately comes to mind.
He is such a playmaker, and when he decides to turn it on, there's nobody like him right now.
Head coach Tom Goosey knew he was going to be something special, even as early as 7th grade.
Oh yeah. There was a move in the junior high state tournament at LSA where he came down the paint and made a reverse with his left hand, and I'm like, there's 7th graders don't do that, and you're like, that's different, you know. So I was really nice to his dad for those 2 years to make sure he went to Lutheran.
5 years later, and it's still the same.
We'll call a play, and then he sees something and just makes a move, and you're like, oh, good job, Walt. You know, like, hey, okay, that worked too.
Hill is in the home stretch of his senior year with a lot to be proud of. He hit 1,000 points earlier in the season.
From looking back at my 4 years, I feel like I could have done way more, but I am proud of myself, definitely this year, because this is probably the hardest I ever worked.
This year's 3 seniors, which also include Blake Brogy and King Hughes, have never lost a conference game. 41 straight, and they clinched the last one against rival Rockford Christian.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, we all wanted that game really bad, and it was my last conference game, so I had to come out with a win.
But one game that will always be top of mind for Hill is last year's Super Sectional against Rock Ridge.
I mean, how I felt last year, I've never felt that feeling before ever in basketball before. That's how I know how much I love the game of basketball, and how much I love to win.
When we get into that postseason, I know those 3 seniors are going to be absolutely playing their hearts out and do everything they can to not lose.
It's written into the DNA of this Lutheran team. They just don't like to lose.
You know, that competitive spirit, that competitive edge, you know, wears off on everybody. And we have a bunch of guys that just can't stand losing, but I think Walt's that ringleader.
Now,
Now, it's likely a big part of that competitive side comes from Walt's dad, Walt Hill Sr.
Right now, so I'm feeling great right now.
To pull up, he had 14 points in intermission. The Titans led by as many as 11.
I know you are one heck of a basketball player.
Yeah.
But it has come to my attention that so was your dad back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at this guy. Have you seen these highlights? That was an assist right there, okay. I mean, look at him. I mean, I can see where you get it from, right?
Yeah. He showed me a video of him dunking, and I said, that is not you. I said, that cannot be you. I remember I had one dunk against North Chicago, and we compared each other's dunks. He says he can jump higher than me. I don't believe it.
His parents never miss a game.
You'll see him in the stands with his little phone and his little thing to hold up his phone, recording me the whole time. Yeah, him and my mom, they don't miss a game.
And neither did his grandmother Carol before her accident, but she was back to watch her boys in action against the Royal Lions.
Yeah, I love that lady. Yeah, I love her a lot. She missed like 4 or 5 games. Yeah, that meant a lot to me.
Now it's time for one final run as a Crusader. And the hope is it will end in Champaign.
I just want to take my team to state, that's all. That's been my main focus this whole year.
And Lutheran's on the right track to get there. It seems like they've been on a mission in the postseason.
And all led by that young man right there, especially tonight. This just might be their year. Coming up next, we're going to give you our terrific trios, the 3 guys and girls we'd pick if we were starting a basketball team.
And we'll look back at some memorable images from this season. Now, we're all about fast-paced highlights on this show.
But sometimes to fully appreciate what happens on the court, you have to slow things down, way down, and that's what we're going to do now with some snapshots from the season. As we said, we're video oriented here, but there's something about seeing those still images that kind of gets to me a little bit there.
I wanted to cry during that. Glimpses of a great season for sure.
All right, let's have a little fun now. We're going to reveal what we call our terrific trio. Out of all the boys and all the girls players in our area that we cover, we're going to name just 3 that we would pick if we were starting a team.
Kind of like when picking a team in phys ed class in school. I'm going to start with my terrific trio for the girls. Again, we're picking only 3 players from our entire area. Now, in no specific order, from Byron senior Ava Colchin, she's a leader on the floor and no doubt a factor in their postseason success. Bago's Campbell Schrank can do it all. We saw that this season. And of course, can't forget about Lily Esparza, huge post presence there. That really gives my trio the edge.
I like it. My girls' terrific trio consists of Boylan's Lily Esparza, Orangeville's Whitney Sullivan, and Byron's Macy Groharing. 2 tall players who give you scoring, defense, and ball handling. And yes, a freshman point guard in Groharing who is pretty special and a huge reason why Byron is at state.
Now for the boys, my guy, Walt Hill Jr. The name speaks for itself. You don't need any more explanation there. South Beloit's Ross Robertson, he can do it all, and he's got size and 2 more years. Watch out for him, folks. And I'm taking another youngster in Guilford's Jaden Webster.
All right, my terrific trio starts with Ross Robertson, then guards Walt Hill Jr. of Lutheran and Christian Cummings of Rockford Christian. Pretty surprising. I went with 3 small school guys over all the Nick 10 guys. This trio, though, would make a heck of a 3-on-3 team. We'll be right back.
If you want a second look at anything you've seen here tonight, the sectional boys highlights, the girls all-state picks, the Walt Hill Jr. feature, or the season in images, you'll be able to find all of those shortly on our website at mystateline.com. Yes, this is our final show, and we're very sad. It's been a blast.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Thanks to all the players and coaches out there for the memories and the goosebumps they provided us with. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend.